While my father was on his deathbed, my brother forced him to sign a new will, leaving me nothing. At the reading, the lawyer said, "That's interesting." Then my brother fainted because the call came at 3 a.m. Dad's hospice nurse said he was asking for me. I threw on yesterday's clothes and sped through empty streets. Dad had been declining for weeks, cancer finally winning. I'd been there every day, holding his hand, reading him mystery novels. My brother Connor, too busy with his real estate firm to visit for 6 weeks. When I pulled up, Connor's BMW was already there. At 3 in the morning, I found them in Dad's study, not the bedroom. Dad was barely conscious in his wheelchair while Connor held documents in his face. A woman I'd never seen sat at the desk with a notary stamp. "What the hell are you doing?" Dad wanted to update his will, Connor said smoothly. Last-minute clarity. At 3 a.m., while he can barely open his eyes, Dad's head lolled toward me. "Hannah, I'm here, Dad." I rushed over as Connor guided Dad's trembling hand toward a signature line. "Just sign here," Connor said. "Remember, Hannah doesn't need money since she's just a teacher. I can better manage the assets." "He's on morphine." I grabbed the papers. "He doesn't even know what year it is." Connor yanked them back. "He was lucid when we started." "Right, Mrs. Patterson." The notary shifted uncomfortably. He seemed aware when I arrived. I looked at the documents. Everything to Connor. The house, investments, Mom's jewelry, even Dad's education fund for my classroom. To me, to my daughter Hannah, I leave my love and best wishes. "You wrote this. That's not how Dad talks. People get formal with legal matters." Connor turned back to Dad. "One more signature." That's when I saw it. Dad's pupils were pinpoints, his breathing too shallow. I'd spent enough time here to know his normal morphine response. "You increased his dose. You drugged him." Connor's hand moved to his pocket. I saw the medication bottle outlined. "Nurse!" I screamed. Margaret came running. She took one look at Dad and went pale. "His log says he just had a dose an hour ago." She checked his vitals. "We need the doctor, now." In the chaos, Connor slipped away with his documents. The notary followed him out. Dad passed 6 days later, never regained consciousness, but he held my hand until the end. I whispered that I loved him, that the money didn't matter. Connor didn't come back, too busy filing his new will with probate court. The funeral was a blur. Connor played grieving son perfectly, gave a touching eulogy about Dad's business acumen, avoided my eyes the entire time. 2 weeks later, we sat in Dad's lawyer's office. George Reese had known me since I was little, handled every major legal moment of our lives. Connor sat across from me in his designer suit, already calculating his windfall. He'd brought his own lawyer, a sharp from downtown. "Before we begin," George said, adjusting his glasses, "I need to address some irregularities." Connor's lawyer leaned forward. "If you're referring to timing, my client has documentation." "No, I'm referring to this." George pulled out a folder. "The will Connor filed last week?" "Interesting, because state law allows contesting wills executed under suspicious circumstances. The hospice nurse filed a report. The physician confirmed dangerously high morphine levels, and the notary gave a sworn statement about being pressured." Connor shifted, but George wasn't finished. "However, that's not why we're here." He pulled out another document, older, with Dad's shaky but clear signature. "A will executed 5 months ago, properly witnessed, filed with this office the same day." Connor went white. "That's impossible, because he knew you'd try something." George opened the will. "Your father came to me after his diagnosis. He was quite clear about his wishes." "Shall I read?" Connor's hands gripped the armrests. His knuckles turned white. "To my son Connor, whose ambition exceeds his ethics, I leave $1 and advice. Money obtained through deception is worthless." Dead silence. "The remainder of my estate goes to my daughter Hannah, who showed me wealth is measured in presents, not dollars." She read to a dying man while others calculated their inheritance. Connor's face went from white to red. "This is fake. There's more. Your father recorded video testimony during documented lucidity, explaining his reasoning." Connor stood up too fast. His chair flew backward and hit the wall. Then his knees buckled. He went down hard.